Thank all of you so much. Thank y'all. Don't make me cry. I'm a big crybaby. Good evening. I am so honored to have the opportunity to spend this evening with you all tonight here in Washington, D.C., instead of being behind bars. When that ordeal happened to me, it was unbelievable. I had tried my best to live a good life, a just life, doing what's right, because that's how I was reared by my parents, to treat people like you would like to be treated. I'm passionate, and when anybody asks me to do or help them with anything, I've always done that. Sometimes when I didn't even have monies and I would be asked for a certain amount, I would try to do it, making a sacrifice to try to help somebody else. That's what my mother always said. If you're not willing to make a sacrifice and help somebody else, you will not receive anything. You'll always be struggling. Because I often wonder, how did my mom feed so many people in our community and we were poor? She was a very generous woman, so I have learned through her that you do what you can to help folk. We are our brother's keepers. But I just have to say to you tonight that I am so honored that Southern Center for Human Rights came to my aid. As Ms. Attorney Garrity stated, I had went through one trial, spent everything that I had, and the donations of another group out of North Carolina, can't think of the name right now, but they had given assistance, legal assistance as well. When this first happened to me, I kind of went into a depressionary state for several days. Wouldn't go anywhere, just cried. Very upset, had some ugly thoughts. But after I came down to my senses, I began to pray, read my Bible, and God then spoke to me and told me, I am with you. I will bring you out of this. After serving 19 years on the city council, as she stated, being very outspoken, regardless whether the person was black or white. I recall an incident where there was a white male that the police said was in the black community, so-called black community. They broke his nose. I raised hell about it with the chief. I did, because it was wrong. It doesn't matter the race. We should all treat people with dignity and respect, like we want to be treated. So because I was that kind of individual on the city council, some people didn't want me to be there. So they came up with a way to try to get me off. But when I came to my senses and began to pray that night, God spoke to me and told me, I will bring you out of this. I will bring you out. Do not give up. Do not take a plea. I will bring you out. So the first trial, there was one juror, 24, 25-year-old young black lady, refused to say guilty. She refused to say guilty. And there's a video of her on YouTube stating everything that she went through at that trial back there in that deliberation room. It was unbelievable. But anyway, try to hurry here. I said I wasn't going to cry, so I'm trying not to cry. But when that first trial was a mistrial, I got upset. I said, God, you told me you was bringing me out of this. He spoke to me again. I am bringing you out. The young lady who was in that jury room, I had her there. You just don't give up. He spoke to me, and I tell y'all this, and some people might not believe me, but I know there's a God, and I didn't mean to get on that tonight with y'all, but I just had to say it. So out of nowhere, Attorney Garrity called me one Saturday morning or whenever it was, saying she was passing through Douglas going to Florida, and could she meet with me? And I was like, yes, ma'am, sure. So we met, And I carried her all of my papers. About a week later, she called me. She said, Miss Pearson, we'd like to take your case if you would like for us to. I said, if I would like for you to? I said, I would love for you to. So the rest is history. So I say to all of you here tonight who are the sponsors, who are the partners, who are fighting for equal justice, for equal rights, to continue to fight the good fight. Continue to, what is it? Dissent, dissent, dissent. And I guess that's why I was chosen in this situation with this case. It's because as a young girl, my mom would sometimes spank me because I had a problem about running my mouth to her. But I guess that's what built me up for this, because I was determined if it's wrong, I am not going to go along with it. So in my closing, as I just said, please, whatever can be done to help these organizations, such as Southern Center for Human Rights, all the organizations who fight and press on for people's rights. I've worked in the prison system, and I've seen how inmates are treated. They treat them like they're not human. And if you spend 5 minutes talking with the inmate as a counselor, your boss tells you, you've talked too long with that inmate. Only talk with him for 1 or 2 minutes. They don't want you to really help them to try to get on the right track or to get into services that's going to help them to live productive lives once they get out. So please, whatever you all do, we have to know that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So keep up the good fight. Thank y'all.